Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, today's news is really interesting, especially if you've been following the Falcons' recent moves and the way they're shaping their roster for the upcoming season. The Atlanta Falcons, as you all know, have been quite active in the offseason and during training camp, making strategic moves to bolster their defense, which has been a focus for this team for quite some time. And just recently, there's been a significant update that could have a real impact on their depth chart, especially on the defensive side. The Falcons have signed two key players back onto their practice squad, Ronnie Perkins and Simeon Barrow Jr. And this might seem like a small move on the surface, but it actually reveals a lot about the team's plans and where they see potential for growth and competition. Let's start with Ronnie Perkins, a player who's been around the NFL for a couple of years now and has shown flashes of promise. Perkins originally signed with the Falcons during training camp, and he's someone who's been on the radar of many NFL teams because of his athleticism and ability to rush the passer. You remember, Perkins was a third-round pick for the New England Patriots back in 2021. Although he was drafted by the Patriots, he's bounced around a bit, making his debut in 2023 with the Denver Broncos, where he played in 7 games and notched 13 tackles along with a quarterback hit. That's not bad for a young player trying to find his footing. Last season, he spent about a month on injured reserve, which slowed his momentum, but he's shown enough to warrant another look, especially from a team like the Falcons that's always looking to strengthen their pass rush. Perkins saw some action in the Falcons' third and final preseason game, and it was encouraging. He played off the edge, showcasing his ability to get after the quarterback and disrupt the backfield. In that game, he recorded 3 tackles over 34 defensive snaps, which accounts for roughly 55% of the team's defensive plays in that game. That's a solid indicator that he's capable of contributing at a high level when called upon. His journey in the NFL has been a bit of a roller coaster. After his stint with the Patriots, he moved to the Broncos, then later to the Arizona Cardinals practice squad. Just earlier this year, he played for the Birmingham Stallions in the United Football League, where he continued to develop his pass rushing skills, making 17 tackles and recording 3 sacks in just 5 games. So when you see him back on the Falcons practice squad, it's clear that the coaching staff sees potential in him, especially as they look to add more firepower to their pass rush unit. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about Simeon Barrow Jr., a promising rookie who's been impressing in his short time with the team. Barrow signed with Atlanta in the offseason as an undrafted free agent, which is often a gamble for teams, but one that can really pay off when a player has the talent and the drive. And from what we've seen so far, Barrow has been making waves in training camp and preseason. He played in all 3 of the Falcons' preseason games, and his most notable performance came in the third and final game. In that game, he logged 29 defensive snaps, roughly 47% of the team's defensive effort, which is quite substantial for a rookie trying to prove himself. He recorded a sack, a forced fumble, and 2 tackles, all in one game, which shows his ability to make a difference in the trenches. What's impressive about Barrow is that he's still a rookie, so he doesn't have any prior NFL experience, but his college tape and training camp performances have indicated that he's ready to compete at the next level. His sack and forced fumble in the preseason game were crucial plays, demonstrating his knack for creating turnovers and putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The fact that the Falcons decided to keep him around on the practice squad suggests they see a lot of upside in him. It's a smart move, especially considering the NFL's increasingly pass-heavy game, where interior presence and pass rush are more valuable than ever. Now, I want to take a moment here and highlight what this means for the Falcons' defensive depth. The team has been investing heavily in their defensive line this offseason, and these signings reinforce that commitment. With players like Calais Campbell and Grady Jarrett anchoring the line, the addition of young, energetic players like Perkins and Barrow provides the team with more options and flexibility. It's all about building a unit that can consistently pressure the quarterback, stop the run, and create turnovers, all essential ingredients if the Falcons want to make a serious push in the playoffs. And it's not just about individual talent. It's about the overall chemistry and cohesion that these young players can develop within the system. Perkins, with his pass rushing ability, could become a key situational player, especially on third downs. Barrow, on the other hand, offers the team a potential future star in the interior. The coaching staff's decision to keep them on the practice squad means they're closely evaluating their progress and readiness to contribute when needed. Injuries happen, and having these players ready to step in is crucial for maintaining consistency throughout the grueling NFL season. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Falcons have been making strategic moves all offseason to position themselves as a formidable contender in the NFC South. They've been aggressive in free agency and smart in the draft, and these latest roster moves keep that momentum going. The NFC South, as many of you know, has been a bit of a wild division lately, with teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, and Carolina Panthers all vying for dominance. But the Falcons are quietly positioning themselves as a team to watch, especially with their improving defense and offensive weapons. And speaking of offense, it's worth mentioning that quarterback Desmond Ridder has been showing steady progress. There's a lot of hope that he can lead this team to a winning record and make a real impact in the division. But defense wins championships, as they say, and the addition of players like Perkins and Barrow could be the difference maker that pushes the Falcons over the top. Their development and integration into the team's scheme will be fascinating to follow as we inch closer to the regular season. Now, if we step back and look at the overall context, it's clear that Atlanta is building not just for this year, but for the future. The NFL is a league where youth and talent development are key, and the Falcons seem to understand that. These practice squad signings serve as a pipeline for future starters, and they also add valuable depth, especially in a league where injuries are inevitable. The Falcons, front office and coaching staff are clearly focused on creating a competitive, versatile defense that can adapt to different situations and opponents. And let's not forget the importance of the coaching staff in all this. Head coach Arthur Smith has been known for his innovative approach and his ability to get the most out of his players. Bringing back Perkins and Barrow shows that he's willing to give young guys a chance to prove themselves and earn their spots on the active roster. It's a smart move because it fosters competition within the team, which can only lead to better performance when the games matter most. Looking ahead, the Falcons' roster is shaping up to be more balanced than ever. They have a solid mix of veteran leadership and youthful energy, which is exactly what you want in a team aiming for a deep playoff run. The defense, with its mix of experienced players and promising rookies, could become a real strength. And as we all know, a strong defense paired with a capable offense can carry a team quite far in the postseason. So to sum up, these recent signings of Ronnie Perkins and Simeon Barrow Jr. to the Falcons, practice squad might not seem like headline-grabbing moves on the surface, but they carry a lot of weight in terms of what they signal about the team's future direction. They highlight the team's focus on building a versatile, competitive, and resilient defense. They also demonstrate the coaching staff's confidence in these young players' potential to develop into key contributors. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about these moves? Do you see Perkins and Barrow making a splash this season? Are they the kind of players who could step up when the team needs them the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news on your Atlanta Falcons. So stay tuned, keep cheering, and let's keep the passion alive as we get closer to what promises to be an exciting season. Thanks for being with me, and as always, go Falcons.